The Mexican criminal cartels control everything on the northern border of Mexico. No criminal activity, no alien smuggling, no drug smuggling occurs without the cartel's blessing, approving the plan. And like I said, during this humanitarian crisis, they were pushing big family units through one area so they can move bad people and drugs through the other area. The Mexican criminal cartels control the border on northern Mexico.
The violence in this country is basically a joke, and it gets worse and worse. If you look at the numbers here, the murders are up almost 5.5% since July. There have been 17,608 killings in Mexico since July. That's about 100 every single day. You know, Obrador, the president, doesn't really want our country's help with this. Do you think he can handle it on his own?
No, he can't, because the problem is in Mexico, let's be honest, a lot of the law enforcement in Mexico, a lot of the military are corrupt. We know that. I've known that for decades of working on the border. Yeah. So they need our help, they need our expertise, because American investigators like the FBI and the Homeland Security investigations, they can dismantle these organizations by attacking their transportation infrastructure, attacking their financial infrastructure, because once you attack their money, you can dismantle this organization. We have a drug demand problem here, so we got to stop the demand for the narcotics and try to shut the market down. But while there's a demand in this country, drugs are coming across, and violence is always going to be part of the drug trade. But there's another something no one's talking about. As the violence in Mexico continues to increase, that's going to put at risk our border numbers, because the borders, it's come down about 56 to 60% now. Yeah. But once a court determines that Mexico is no longer a safe third country, all the Remain in Mexico program, we got 65,000 Central Americans waiting for their hearings. That's going to end. Mexican nationals are already starting to claim asylum. So once that gets out of control, Mexico will be classified as not a safe third country, and we're going to have our border numbers skyrocket again, because we can't hold people in Mexico wait for their hearings. Once the word gets out, you're going to see the numbers explode and come to this border. The Democratic leadership does not want to address this border issue. They want the president to fail on his #1 campaign promise. This is about politics. I've seen terrible things in my 30 years that I'll never forget. But this latest tragedy, look, it's just senseless. There's just no way. Women and children shouldn't be murdered to begin with, but especially in the way they were done. This is why this president has offered our assistance. It's going to take United States assistance to get to the bottom of this incident. Now, I'll tell you, we don't know enough about this incident yet. There's more to this incident than that we know of right now. My 30 years, my gut feeling, there's more to this story than we know.